Everybody's mics on?
Wait a minute, just a minute, I haven't opened the meeting. She's ready. I'm going to open the meeting of Wednesday, April the 6th, Oldham County Code Enforcement Board meeting, and I will start with Terry and we'll swear in.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give this board is true and accurate to the best of your belief and knowledge?
Do.
Okay, at this time, we'd like to review the approval of the minutes of, has everyone had a chance to read the minutes? Are there any changes or additions?
I move the minutes be approved as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, minutes approved. Okay, sir, I want to turn it over to you for follow-up.
All right, we got some follow-up reports on 4730 Overgrange Road. That's the property that was being used by Mr. Workman as junkyard over there. He has come into compliance and cleaned it up. I don't know if anybody's been by there, but it looks a lot better than it did. He's got 14 cars out front, which was the agreed amount. And so we're good to go on that case.
All right, congratulations.
The next property was 5007 Harvest Drive. Case, the citation number on that was 447. It was heard last month. As a result, he was given a $18,450 fine. $18,000 of it was to be held in abeyance. $450 of it was to be paid up front. He had not paid that. A lien was placed against the property on that particular amount. The remaining $18,000 was subject to his compliance with the board's remedial order, which was to complete the cleanup. He has achieved a substantial amount of cleanup done over there. Not 100%, but I don't think what he's got left is worth $18,000 unless y'all believe otherwise. I'd like to hold off on putting the remaining on that, considering that property's not worth $18,000.
Anyone have any
Do we need a
discussion?
motion to move that abeyance be held for another 30 days?
I think we're good. I mean, the fine is already there. I just haven't done a lien on it, and he's got most of it done, so.
Okay.
Unless y'all.
We'll leave
just
that up to
wanna
your
do that.
discretion then.
Yeah. So that one's moving in the right direction. Follow up on Sleepy Hollow. We've been served for the appeal on Sleepy Hollow just today. That's the McCullough case. And as of this date, he has not applied for a conditional use for that property.
Well, being the fact that he's appealed, then I'm assuming what will happen is we'll wait for we will take no further action until the appeal has been settled in the civil court.
There
We
is
had no
action.
pending action on him anyway. The only requirement was.
Found him not in compliance, no fine was made.
Correct, but he was, the remedial order was to apply for the,
If he wanted to,
Yeah, if he wanted to continue to use the place for
yeah.
the
Okay, I see what you're
transitional
saying.
bed and breakfast, whatever, which
There's no action for us.
as
okay,
of right now, I've got no validated complaints that he is doing that since the board,
okay,
okay? So right now, he has not applied for conditional use, but he has not used the property in that that I can prove,
okay.
okay?
So we
He has,
just,
however, filed an appeal with district court.
Right.
Which we were served on that just today, so, okay? Next case was, the 449-1906 Creekview Court, Crestwood, Kentucky. Mr. Simmons had contacted the office, advised that he received the final order, would comply. So far, he has been in compliance with, working towards cleaning the place up. He called me about a week after the board said he had just gotten out of the hospital. He had had a heart attack, and that's why he wasn't at the board. But he said he was going to comply, and he asked permission to keep his Bobcat, or bring his Bobcat onto the property for a week or so to do some cleanup. I granted him that, and it was supposed to be gone Monday, which our watchdog over there emailed me and said that it was gone. He still has some trucks over there, but those trucks that he's got there are actually okay to be there. So right now, he's compliant. He's still got until May 4th to finish the cleanup.
Okay.
Lastly, the property at 2450, 393 was cited for permitted uses and accessory structures. The accessory structure was removed. The $100, well, he was fined, I don't remember exactly what it was, but whatever he was fined, he had $100 that was payable immediately. It was not paid. A lien was placed for the $100. The remaining, I think it was, I want to say 3,000, I'm not sure, 1,800, that's what it was, is in abeyance, and as of right now, he's in compliance.
Congratulations. Excuse me just a moment. Jim, so do we need to swear you in?
Sorry.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give this board is true and accurate to the best of your belief and knowledge?
I do.
Okay, moving on to new business.
Okay, new business. Citation 451, the address is 2310 Ridge Road. Today is April 6th, 2016. Just for the board's knowledge, the property owner is present and has, the case number is 16005 or 0005. Citation number 451, address 2310 Ridge Road, Pendleton, Kentucky, 40055. Owner is James and Grace Schroeder, address 1832 Bass Circle, LaGrange, Kentucky, 40031. A hearing was requested. They are present in the court today. Violation was a nuisance ordinance violation, KOC 89, 800, 846, sections 1 and 2. On December 7th, 2015, I received a complaint regarding condition of the property at 2310 Ridge Road. Inspection noted trash, debris scattered throughout the property. Photos were taken. Courtesy letter was sent to the owner with an abatement date of 12/22/2015. You can see the pictures. There's quite a bit of debris laying around on the edges. He's in the process of doing some renovation. That's what a lot of this stuff is up here. On December 15th, 2015, the property owner called the office and reported that he was working on the property but would need more time. An extension was granted until 1/25/2016. On January 26, 2016, a follow-up inspection noted a little improvement. Some photos were taken and notice of violation was sent with an abatement of 2/10/2016. You can see on the photos there's still stuff piled up around the edges of the buildings. There's some additional photos. You see a big pile of stuff there, something hanging in a tree. Just little stuff like that laying around all over the place. On February 16, 2016, follow-up inspection noted some improvement, but not all issues had been abated. Photos were taken. Citation 451 was issued by posting it on the property and sending it certified mail to the owner. And there's the photos you can see over here, some stuff. On the porch, there's still a lot of stuff, just different areas where it's piled up. The citation on the mailbox. On February 23rd, 2016, the owner, I received a letter from the owner requesting the hearing. On April 4th, 2016, I did a pre-hearing inspection. There were still some issues that needed to be abated. As you can see, there's still some stuff piled up around here, along that garage there, or whatever that building is there. Stuff piled up over here, a little pile of stuff here. Just different areas where it's piled up. The violation is nuisance ordinance KLC 89, 800, 846, sections 1 and 2. storage of junk, chemicals, limbs, and debris on the property. No owner shall maintain or keep any nuisance thereon, nor shall any such person keep or maintain in such premises in a manner causing substantial diminution in the value of others' property. There's trash, debris scattered throughout the property. Evidence shows a clear violation of nuisance ordinance KLC 89-800-846, section 1 and 2. Recommendation to issue fine and hold it in abeyance with the order to finish the abatement of the nuisance within 60 days. The reason that recommendation is because they have been working on it. It's just, we have to move the case forward because, you know, I try to keep these cases going. So the owner is present. You see the dates that I was at the property was December 7th, January 26th, February 16th, and April 4th.
Okay, Terry, do you have any witnesses in support of this nuisance complaint?
No, I have no witnesses for the board.
Okay, at this time, would the owners, one or other, both prefer to come forward?
Mr. Schroeder.
Mr. Schroeder, when you come forward, we will ask you to raise your right hand, state your name.
James R. Schroeder.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give this board is true and accurate to the best of your belief and knowledge?
Yes, I do.
Okay, sir, you can tell us what you want to tell us.
I have people who's gone up there and cleaning up the place. They haul off a lot of the junk. I know there's still stuff laying around. It's been bad weather here lately. I work 5 days a week. I have no 2 days together off. I have off Thursdays and Sundays. And usually on those days it's either raining or it's been snowing. I get up there when I can. I've done what I can. I'm willing to do all that I can and get it all cleaned up. I'm just doing the best that I can for right now. It's a slow process. Took a long time for it to get that away.
It is hard to get it rid of, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, sir, any other comments you'd like to make?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'll let you have a seat.
Thank you.
Terry, do you have anything in rebuttal?
No, ma'am.
All right, being that, we'll go straight to board questions, if the board has any questions.
I don't have any questions.
Mark, any questions? Okay, then we'll move right on to, is there a closing statement that you wish to make, Terry?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Schroeder, do you wish to make a closing statement? Okay, then we'll move right on.
Well, in keeping with the code enforcement officer's recommendation, start off with procedural matters. The citation was properly issued on February 16, 2016, posted at the property and certified mail to the respondent, who was the owner. Notice of the hearing was given to the respondent on February 16, 2016, and the respondent requested hearing to contest the citation. Within 7 days of the issuance of the citation, was notified of this hearing and is present at the hearing. We want to do that one first, I
Yes, sir.
guess.
I need a motion. So we have a motion. Do I have
That'd
a
be my
second?
motion.
Okay, we have a second? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Proceed.
And, well, nuisance ordinance violation, the condition, I move to find a nuisance ordinance violation is present. The condition or use of the premises are detrimental to the property of others or causes intends to cause substantial diminution to the value of others' properties in the community. KOC 89-800-846-1, storage of any of the following: junk, limbs, lumber, trash, debris, appliances, containers, furniture, and equipment. And B, the condition of use of the premises renders the property dangerous or detrimental to or adverse to the health or welfare or are offensive to the senses of residents of the community. KOC 89-800-846-2. Property maintenance, lack of maintenance on pool and other structures, on the home and on pools and other structures. That can, and that the officer observed the violation on January 26, 2015, and there's substantial evidence in the record that the violation was permitted to exist for 72 days.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor for a nuisance ordinance violation. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Make a correction on that date. It was 2016, not 2015, just for the record.
On the date you witnessed it,
January 26th, 2016.
Did I say 2015?
Yes, sir.
Corrected it on the paperwork.
Yeah, well, so it is 2015 on the paperwork, so we want to correct that to 2016.
Any change in your motion?
My motion, I'll amend it to the date being January 26, 2016.
Mark?
I'll second.
Okay. The vote again. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Remedial order, I move the terms of the remedial order be that the property be brought into compliance within 60 days from today's date. That concludes my motion.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor that the property be brought into compliance within 60 days of today's date. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Being that we have a second, I'll go for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
And as far as the civil fine, 72 days, I'm going to assess at the minimum amount of $10. So that's a total of $720 fine to be held in abeyance for 60 days, providing the property is brought into compliance.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor for the civil fine for $10 a day for the 72 days at $720 to be held in abeyance for the 60 days if the property is brought into compliance. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion's carried. Okay, Mr. Schroeder, as we quickly are complying with we're expecting your 60 days that you will have this property cleaned up. If you are not able to meet that, you will be fined at $720. Otherwise, it'll be held in abeyance and you don't have to pay it. Okay? All right, thank you all for coming in. You have another one?
Okay. Ready? Okay, next case is citation number 0452. Address is 2317 Ridge Road. Date is April 6th, 2016. Case number 160007, citation number 452. Address is 2317 Ridge Road, Pendleton, Kentucky, 40055. The owner is Laura Denise Marksberry and Donna Schroeder. Their address is 1610 Barbara Court, LaGrange, Kentucky, 40031. A hearing was requested. The violation again is nuisance ordinance KLC 89-800-846, sections 1 and 2. I think I just... Again, on December 7th, I received a complaint regarding the condition of the property at 2317 Ridge Road. Inspection noted dilapidated structures and inoperable vehicles on the property. Photos were taken. A courtesy letter was sent to the owner with an abatement date of 12/22/2015. On December 14, 2015, the property owner called the office and requested more time to abate the issues. An extension was granted until 1/25 of 2016. On January 24, 2016, the owner called and reported that due to the weather, she was not able to abate all the issues and needed an additional week. She was given to 2/1/2016. On February 1st, 2016, follow-up inspection noted there was still an inoperable vehicle on the property and dilapidated structures had not been abated. Photos were taken and notice of violation was sent to the owner with an abatement date of 2/16/2016. February 1st photos. You can see the vehicle that was parked there. The buildings are kind of hard to see because they're behind the woods back there, but if you can make them out, the roof's caved in on some of them. She's got some plywood on the side here trying to enclose it, but they're in pretty bad shape. On February 2016, or 16th of 2016, follow-up inspection noted that the inoperable vehicles had been removed, but the dilapidated structures remained unabated. Photos were taken. Citation 452 was issued by the posting it on the property and certified mail to the owner. Again, there's the photos. They're hard to make out because, like I say, the buildings are into the woods. And this one here is kind of more clear. You can see like right here where the roof is open, caved in. Again, the citation was posted on the mailbox there because you don't go onto the property that far. On February 23rd, 2016, received a letter from the property owner requesting a hearing. On April 4th, 2016, a pre-hearing inspection was conducted. Noted there were still issues to be abated. Photos were taken. These photos here are a little more clear, and you can make out a little bit better what I'm talking about the plywood up against the walls, trying to enclose the hose and stuff. She's got plastic and plywood trying to enclose the building. I think she's fighting a losing battle trying to save the building. I think she knows that too, but she's doing what she can. Again, the building over here, you can see where the roof is all caved in on the side that's wide open up here. See the side of the building's kind of, it's just in really bad shape. She also got a little pile of debris there in the front. The nuisance ordinance, KLC 89-800-846, section 1 and 2, storage of junk, chemicals, limbs, and debris on the property. No owner shall maintain or keep nuisance thereon, nor shall any such person keep or maintain in any such premises in a manner causing substantial diminution in the value of others' properties. There are dilapidated structures on the property that need to be repaired or demolished. Evidence shows clear and continued violation of the ordinance, KLC 89-800-846, sections 1 and 2. Recommendation, as with the last one, to recommend the issue of a fine and hold it in abeyance with the order to finish abatement within 60 days. Site visits were December 7th, 2015, February 1st, 2016, February 16th, 2016, and April 4th, 2016. The property owner is present and has requested a hearing.
Okay, do you have any witnesses
No, ma'am.
in support of? Okay. Ms. Schroeder, would you like to come forward, please? Okay, if you'll look over to Ethel, please. Raise your right hand.
Do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give this board is true and accurate to the best of your belief and knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I've never denied my responsibility to take care of it. From the first time that I was contacted, I have worked on it. I may say that if you're going to cite somebody for work outside like that is, that the very worst time to do that is December, January, and February, especially with the strange weather we've had this year. And when I've been able to, I've gone up there and worked on it. I'm doing the work myself and will continue to do the work myself. I did not know, quite honestly, that was in the shape that it was in. My dad lived across the road till he was over 90 years old, and when anything needed to be taken care of, he would warn me, and I would go over and take care of it, but he's been dead for about 3.5 years now. And quite frankly, after he died, I have spent very little time up there after I cleaned out his house and got taken care of it. So I honestly did not know it was in the baddest shape as it was in. And it is a fact that I don't think he ever went up there when he didn't see that we had worked on it. Because I've worked on the property continuously when the weather was decent, and I was up there as late as yesterday. And then I think we're going to take a trip up there today after we leave here. However, with the winds at 40 and 45 miles an hour, there's very little we'll get done today, but we will go up there and do some things. And we've done that. But, you know, I don't have to tell you all, the weather has been quite something since about the time all this started, and I can't work in the snow. I'll be 71 this year, and I fall easily, but I've got up there and I've really worked at it, and I'm going to continue to do so.
Okay. Anything else, Ms. Schroeder?
I guess that's everything.
Okay, do you have anyone who is a witness for you or in support of your complaint? No? Okay,
No,
all right.
my
Terry?
brother and I are just
Okay,
the two of us. And that's
okay,
it.
all right, you may go ahead and have a seat. Terry, any rebuttal?
addition.
No issue, okay. At this time, we'll open this up to board member questions. And if I can just ask one question, and I'm going to ask it of you, Ms. Schroeder. What is this building? Is it a home?
It was a house at one time, like I say, and that front room that was built on there, it actually was a trailer with a front room built on it. And the front room had a skylight in it, and the skylight began to leak over time, and that's what destroyed the room, the skylight leaking.
All right, thank you.
Like I say, I just didn't know it had gotten that bad.
All right, thank you. All right, sir, for the board members, any questions of either group? Okay,
And I haven't lived in the house for 20 years.
okay, thank you. Thank you very much, okay?
Okay, we can move on to procedural matters. I think we'll just follow the recommendations of the code enforcement officer. The citation was properly issued on February the 16th, 2016, posted at the property, certified mail to the respondent, who was the owner. Notice of this hearing was given to the respondent on February 16th, 2016, and the respondent did request a hearing to contest the citation within 7 days of the issuance of the citation, and was notified of this hearing and is present. That concludes my motion.
We have a motion on procedural matters. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Okay, motion's carried. Moved on.
And I move to find a nuisance ordinance violation, KOC 89-800-846-1 and KOC 89-800-846-2. The conditions or use of the premises are detrimental to the property of others or causes or tends to cause substantial diminution to the value of property of others. And that concludes my motion.
Okay,
Oh, I'm sorry, let me amend that it's not concluded. The violation was observed by the officer on February the 1st, 2016. And substantial evidence that the record, the violation permitted to exist for 65 days.
okay, we have a motion on the floor that the nuisance ordinance violation, that it was witnessed on 2/1/2016 and it has existed for 65 days. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a second on the floor. I'm going to ask for a vote. All of those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion's carried.
And I move that the remedial order read that the property be brought into compliance within 60 days of today's date.
Okay, we have a remedial order that the property be brought into compliance within 60 days from today's date. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Motion's carried.
And determination of the civil fine, I move to fine in the amount of $10 a day for 65 days, which is a total of $650, and that total amount to be held in abeyance for the time period of the remedial order if the property is brought into compliance.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor for a civil fine of $10 a day times 65 days or $650, with it being held in abeyance if the property is brought into compliance within 60 days. We have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion's carried. Okay. Hey, Ms. Schroeder, as you are aware that you have been found in violation and that we have given you 60 days to bring this into compliance, and you have been fined at $10 a day for $650, and it will be held in abeyance if this property is brought into compliance. Okay? All righty. Thank you very much.
I just wanted to say one more thing. You can take Laura Denise Markberry's name off of there. I bought that property on contract from her and her husband. Contract's been paid for a long time. We just never got together because she moved into Louisville area somewhere, but the contract's long.
Ms. Schroeder, I have a feeling that you have to take care of that. It's not something that we're able to do at this level.
Well, I mean, when you send me letters, you just don't need to put her name on them. Just send them to me. That's all I was asking.
Okay.
I have to address them the way the PBA has them. That's the reason it's on there like
Okay,
that.
okay.
I understood that because you had told me that before.
Right, yeah.
I was aware of it, but with the way it's addressed, it's the way I see
Okay,
it.
all righty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
The next case is citation number 453. It's Frasertown Road, 7701 Frasertown Road, date is April 6, 2016. This property has been brought into compliance, and I would recommend dismissal without prejudice at this time.
I move we dismiss the case.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Got that one handled quickly.
All right, next case. Next case is citation number 454, 2907 Belknap Beach Road, April 6, 2016. Again, this property's been brought into compliance of Mr. Davies' property. He has brought it into compliance. I've had several in compliance, out of compliance, in compliance, out of compliance. It is right now, and I would recommend dismissal with the caveat that you issue an order that he's not to keep the heavy equipment over there unless he gets a conditional use for it or unless it's being used for construction uses.
I think you should at least describe what that is, because they don't know what this case is.
Need to go through the
Put it in,
procedural a
put it
little
in
bit.
some kind of record as to what that is.
Yeah, I can run through the case.
Okay.
It's case number 16-0011. Citation is 454. The address is 2907 Belknap Beach Road, Prospect, Kentucky 40059. The owner is Mr. Brian Davey. His address is 2907 Belknap Beach Road, Prospect, Kentucky 40059. A hearing was not requested, however, he is present. The violations were zoning ordinances 250, 140, and zoning ordinance 260, 230. On June 16, 2015, a complaint was received that the listed property was storing commercial equipment on it. Inspection was conducted, photos were taken. On June the 17th, a courtesy letter was sent to the owner, and the equipment was moved. You can see the big dump truck back there. On November 24th, 2015, another complaint was received. Inspection was done, but no equipment was found on the property at that time. On February 4th, 2016, another complaint was filed regarding commercial equipment on the property. Again, on February on February 5th, 2016, an inspection was done and a backhoe front loader was on the property. Photos were taken, showing that, you can see it right there. It's hard to see. Again, I'm not a very good photographer and I don't have a real good camera apparently. But at that time, the photos were taken, a notice of violation was sent to the owner because the previous notice, or the previous letter had been sent out, with an abatement of February 20, 2016. On February 22nd, 2016, follow-up inspection was conducted. The backhoe and front loader had not been moved. Photos were taken, a citation was issued directly to Mr. Davy, and a copy was sent certified mail to him. Again, you can see the backhoe sitting there beside his shed there. It's just an email that went back and forth. I had received it from Mr. Davies. Apparently this email was going out as I was doing the inspection, and he was explaining why the backhoe was on the property. I can read it off if you'd like, but it's not really
I think
relevant.
we probably have read it. We should.
All right, again, more emails back and forth on the 22nd and on the 25th. The 25th, he was explaining that the backhoe had been removed, but that he was getting a demo permit so that he could tear up his deck, and the backhoe would be there as part of that. In the ordinance violations was zoning ordinance 250, 140, outdoor storage, or outdoor sale, storage, and display, section A4. All outdoor storage, display, merchandise, material, and equipment shall be screened from view from residentially zoned areas. I can read the whole thing, but basically he has a backhoe and you can see it from the right of way. Same thing with 260, 230, special standards for administrative approval. There'd be no storage of equipment or material used in connection with any home occupation outside the dwelling or the structure. I don't know that it was a home occupation, but it's commercial type equipment, so it was classified that way. Again, the backhoe's visible from the right of way. The evidence showed clear and continued violations of the following ordinances, which is 250, 140, 260, 230. The recommendation, as I stated earlier, was to dismiss without prejudice, but as this is a reoccurring complaint, to issue the order to keep the heavy equipment off the property or obtain a conditional use for the conditional use permit to store the equipment on the property. The dates of visit were June 16th, November 24th, then February 5th, 2016, February 22nd, 2016, and April 4th, 2016. Mr. Davies is present if you need any testimony from him.
Okay. Mr. Davy, do you wish to come forward and make any comments? All right.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give to this board is true and accurate to the best of your belief and knowledge?
I do. I'm not going to deny anything that Terry has gone through. I have had a lot of issues over the past couple of years with some of my neighbors. Apparently, they definitely want to think that Belknap Beach is part of Hunting Creek, and it's not. There's not a lot of, there's boats everywhere and jet skis, and we do live right on the river. There's probably anybody up and down the street that I haven't helped. It's just apparently one person has an issue with me, and probably 80, 90% of the people I've either hauled 40-foot trees off their docks or whatever. Helped them out in a number of ways. So when it comes to a big issue, they'll definitely come to me first. Unfortunately, I had the backhoe sitting there for about 2 weeks. Had a friend who was going to change the tire. It's always out of sight, which is obviously the best thing, as we understand. I got 16 acres back there that I take care of. It's all along Pond Creek. And I also help out the Louisville Yacht Club whenever there's high water. So we go back there and we take the mud off their roads and so forth. So that's normally what was sitting. I was going to have the tire changed. Unfortunately, my buddy couldn't get out there in time, and I was called out of town. So it sat there for 2 weeks. So I admit it is there. I'd like to get a conditional use permit for it. The dump truck, everything else is gone. I've had a lot of stuff through there. People have just literally come by at times and said, I have this car, do you want it? And I go, no, I don't want it. Take it, you know, and they'll go, we know you can fix it, here's $500, take it. So I accumulated a few cars. They all ran, they all were registered. They're all gone, okay? The property has been cleaned up immensely. The property was never in bad shape per se. It's just that Belknap Beach has a certain inclination now that the 33 years that I've lived down there no longer exists. So I apologize for taking up your time to do this as well as Terry's, because I feel like there's better things that we could be doing. So apologize for that. I don't have any intention not to be in compliance. So that's the situation. And I guess the best thing really for me to do, I do have a demo permit right now. I got that issued about 3 weeks ago. I also have my deal from Jim Urban signed for construction along waterway. My intention is to take my house and raise it up. So that's going to take care of a lot of other issues. So there will be building permits coming in the next weeks and so forth. So I'll definitely need the backhoe for footers, as well as cleanup, rock, and so forth. So my intentions are to keep it out of the line of sight so that there won't be any further issues. But obviously, a conditional use permit would be probably the best thing for me.
Thank you, Mr. Davy. Appreciate it. Thank you. Anything else that you'd like to offer? Okay, we'll move forward.
Okay, procedural matters, the property, I'll move the citation was properly issued on February 16th, 2016, directly to the owner, Brian Davy, certified mail, and notice of the hearing was given to the respondent on February 16th, 2016, and the respondent is present but did not request a hearing to contest the citation. That concludes my motion.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor for procedural matters. Do we have a second?
No second.
Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion's carried.
Going to other, well, it's listed under other code violations, even though it is a zoning, but I'll address it as such. I move to find a violation of the county ordinance, KOC zoning ordinance 2050-140 and 260-230 was observed by the officer on 2/5/2016, and there's substantial evidence in the record that the violation existed for 61 days. That concludes my motion.
We have a motion for other violations. And do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Okay, motion's carried.
And on the remedial order, we'll follow the recommendations of the code enforcement officer, and to put this into words, I move that we, that Mr. Davy keep the heavy equipment and unauthorized equipment for that area off of the property unless used for construction, and/or that Mr. Davy apply for a conditional use permit, which would allow him to store the property legally on the store the equipment legally on the property. That concludes my motion.
Okay. Okay, we have a motion on the floor that the keeping of heavy equipment is not to be kept on the property unless it is used for building, and that if that is to be pursued, he is to pursue a conditional use permit. Did I say that pretty close?
Well, it'd be and/or
And/or.
apply for a conditional use permit.
Okay. All right. I have a correction. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion's carried.
And I move that we do not assess a civil fine at this time.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor not to assess a civil fine. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion's carried. Okay. Okay, Mr. Davy, congratulations on getting ready to take your house and move it up. I certainly congratulate you with that. And so you now have, with this citation, understand that you must go after a conditional use permit if you're going to keep that on your property, unless you're building, and keep it out of sight. All right, Mr. Davy, there will not be a fine assessed at this time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Last case, citation number 455, the address is 2104 Lilac Drive. Date's April 6, 2016. The property has been brought into compliance. To my surprise, it's been brought into compliance, and I'm recommending dismissal without prejudice, and afterwards, if you want to see some pictures, I'd be happy to show them to you.
I move you dismiss the, this case.
Okay, do you have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay,
It's the
case
chicken farm.
dismissed. All right, so any other business that we need to bring before at this time?
That's it.
Just for the record, it's to my surprise too that they've cleaned up the property.
That's where we
Unusual.
started.
Wow. Wow.
I'm gonna just go to do you have pictures from a recent inspection that show that's been cleaned up?
This is the end.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Yeah, I was really impressed that they got it cleaned up.
Okay, being no further business at this time, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You have to. Okay, code enforcement's closed.
That was a record for 5,
I don't
6
know.
cases, wasn't it?
Because otherwise we wouldn't have a quorum.
That just felt like we were running a marathon.
Well, kept y'all late last month, figured it'd be nice this month.